Welcome to the Real E-commerce podcast, your go-to for straight talk and smart tips from the world of online retail.
It's been a kind of hot topic in the office over the past few weeks, which is bundle selling. Bundle selling has emerged as like a strategic tool for enhancing customer satisfaction, boosting profitability. But how can it tie into your e-commerce retail strategy? I've got a couple of points to go through. Hopefully they're of some use. So why does bundle selling work? Well, the first one I've got is it enhances the customer value, or it offers enhanced customer value. Bundles offer a perceived value by combining products that complement each other, and also kind of have a reduced total cost. So, for instance, if you're having a night with friends, you might have a cheese and wine night. That bundle might include a selection of gourmet cheeses, crackers, and a bottle of wine. So, what it does is it simplifies the shopping experience for the customer, encourages customers to try new pairings they may not have considered individually. And it also makes it easier for people to recommend, so they can point to your store as the go-to place for a cheese and wine event. Secondly, it's got increased sales volume. So statistics in the food and beverage industry say that it's the fastest growing sector or segment in e-commerce. Bundles tap into this and encourage sort of larger purchases and increase the average order value. So if you're a beer retailer like 8 Arch Brewery, they're helping us with an event in the next couple of days, then why not bundle in a branded glass to drink from, or a packet of crisps or bar snacks with a paired flavour? All you've done then is you've added additional revenue to what might have been a fixed order value. And you've also added some additional value to the customer because they've got some things that complement what they've purchased. The third thing on the list is inventory management. So bundles actually help manage inventory by pairing slower moving items with, say, bestsellers. A coffee supplier could bundle their less popular flavor syrup with their top selling coffee. And this prevents like a slow moving stock from being isolated and listed on its own and sort of gathering dust, if you like. So pairing these two together allow you to sell the fast moving product with a slow moving product at a perceived lower price. So again, it helps get rid of some of those inventory things that might be hanging around. Hopefully none of them have like birthdays in the warehouse, but certainly if they've been around a while, it might be time to pair them up with something that moves a bit quicker. Fourth on the list is customer retention and loyalty. There's tons of ways of doing this, obviously, but by providing like unique value-added bundles, retailers can enhance customer loyalty. Like a monthly new flavor subscription box might be a good example. So if you're in like drinks or juices, you could keep customers coming back who are keen to explore new flavors, new tastes, and different combinations each month. Don't forget, you could also bundle this within sort of free gifts. So you could add a sample of a new flavor to get customers to return and buy from a different range or a different sector of your product range. Real world examples, there's a couple of good ones here. So during lockdown, I think Heinz Beans did a Heinz to Home campaign. They capitalized on the direct consumer model that everyone was trying to shift to at the time. But they sold bundles, which was like Heinz home cooking kits, which included ingredients and recipes for home chefs, showcasing how bundles can be used for different sales. So they sort of paired things with beans with some cooking kits with some recipes, and therefore you could use Heinz or needed to come back to Heinz to fulfill that main ingredient. So they capitalized on that direct to consumer. Obviously beans on their own are a bit boring, but they've tried to pair that with things that might be useful. So cooking kits and recipes for people to kind of make more out of the beans or out of the products. The smart thing here is there's no middlemen, is there? So you're just direct to Heinz. You've got Heinz's product coming from Heinz to your doorstep. So there's obviously a better margin for products when they're like that. Pepsi, I think this is probably the best one. So Pepsi, they sort of sidestep traditional retail by selling bundles directly online. And they combined it with snacks for an at-home movie night. So this kind of demonstrates the effectiveness of bundles in creating a themed purchase. A bit like the beer example I said before. What's really powerful, notice how they tied it to what could be like a weekly event, like a movie night. So you keep coming back for your movie essentials, which is your Pepsi and your combined snacks, for example, popcorn or whatever it was. So again, smart pairing, and they've looped it into almost what could be a subscription, or it could be like a weekly thing that you came to order. So for retailers out there, there's definitely some next steps that you can take. The first one is identify complementary products in your range. So look for natural pairings in your inventory. For example, pairing teas with biscuits or craft beers with nuts. Think, like a natural fit, what naturally fits together. Bundle them together. Obviously, customers are expecting a slightly better price by buying a bundle. And you can also think about that slow moving, fast moving stock pairing, if you like. The next thing is price strategically. So ensure the bundle price offers a clear saving compared to buying the items separately, but maintain profitability. This is a really good kind of cash flow thing. You're obviously increasing your average order value. It's great for your cash flow, but make sure that there's a clear saving, and obviously make sure it's still profitable for you for doing that. The next thing on the list is like a seasonal or theme-based bundles. So, you can leverage the seasons or events. Think of summer barbecue kits, or in the Pepsi example, the movie night bundles, to create like a timely or, appealing offers at certain times of the year. It's really about matching the moment. So think of the moments that apply to your calendar year as a business, as the products you sell. Do you sell more things in the Q4 Christmas rush, in the summer barbecue market? Do you have weekly things that people can buy? And just match the moment. And create your bundles around those moments that your products support. Next on the list is subscription models. So you can consider offering subscription bundles for regular customers, which could include monthly selections of new or popular items, like we said before. This is really steady for cash flow. So people are going to be buying these on a weekly, monthly basis. Again, if you have a movie night every week, you could bundle that in. And the last thing on the list is kind of the feedback loop. So your customers are going to give you feedback on those bundles, whether the pairing's right, whether they're buying them or not. The great thing is, if a particular bundle isn't selling, just adjust the mix, just adjust the pricing, adjust the bundles all the time. People that come back see new, fresh bundles. It's going to be exciting that people can subscribe or buy as a one-off. Don't be afraid to adjust fast, because that just allows you to try different things, fall over fast, find out what works. And once you've got some core bundles, you can then keep them for the long term. Bundles aren't just a gimmick. They sell more, they clear stock, they keep customers happy, they keep customers around. Food and drink retailers especially, this is your next move. Make it count. There's a couple of apps that we've been talking about in the office, and one that we'd like to highlight today is one called Flair. Marcus, our head of customer services, has been using this with a couple of clients. But Flair is basically like a custom date picker for food and drink deliveries. It's mainly used for like perishable goods, but you can also use it for things that might be overly large or, highly valuable products, where customers can actually choose the delivery date. And it also works by adjusting the order status based on delivery settings to make processing automatic, and allows customers to get the product when they want it, rather than, just because it's going to be delivered the next day or in 2 days. So think of the movie night, have a movie night every Friday. Well, why not allow me to choose the delivery to come on a Friday so I know it's fresh? Or my wine and cheese night is on Monday, or whatever it might be. Especially in food and drink, I think it's really relevant that you can choose the date that you want that to come. A good thing about this is delivery settings in the app can be adjusted per market, which is like another USP. So obviously, if you sell to different markets, you can adjust the settings for that. And there's lots of other added benefits where you can manage the customer communications and things like that through the app. So you can go and check that out. That's at getflair.co.uk. Hopefully the bundle stuff's been useful. If you need to talk to us, you know where we are.
Follow the Real E-commerce podcast and visit realagency.co.uk for more e-commerce content like this.